VST instruments are software synthesizers and samplers that allow you to create thousands of different sounds. Before we start looking at the instruments themselves, let's take a look at how to add instruments to a project. The quickest way to do this is to create an instrument track. Now, before we go any further, I want to clear up some confusion that people have when creating instrument tracks. If we choose to add an instrument track and click OK, we will then need to choose a preset to get the right sound. Now let's go back a few steps and undo Add Track. Add an instrument track again, but this time press the Browse button. See how the ability to choose an instrument is grayed out? This is because we are now given the chance to find the right sound no matter what instrument the sound comes from. This larger window pops up, allowing you to pick from thousands of different sounds. The location tree can be revealed in the window layout setup. This works in conjunction with the media bay, which we'll look at in the media bay chapters. For now, just make sure that these are all checked. If you click on it by accident, just hit cancel. Let's hide the location tree for now. There is also a previewer window for auditioning parts. If you have a MIDI file and you want to try different sounds to see what works best with the song, just click Load MIDI File. Choose a MIDI file, hit play, and audition different sounds for that part. Notice how the volume changes drastically between the different patches? Some instruments are just louder than others. If you need to change it, you can adjust it using this slider over here. You can use the categories here to narrow down your search. You can even choose to only look for sounds for a specific instrument. Click on one of the presets and play your MIDI keyboard to audition the sounds. When you found a sound you like, just press Add Track, and an instrument track will be created featuring one of Cubase's instruments. You can change to a different sound by pressing this button here in the inspector. However, it will only change the sounds from that instrument. Toggle the categories to widen or narrow your search. If you want to change the instruments, you'll need to select a new instrument just above the spot where you changed the presets. To do this, go to the Devices menu and select VST Instruments, or press F11. This is the VST Instruments window. There are 64 slots, and each one can have a different instrument loaded into it. To add an instrument, click where it says No Instrument, and select one from the list. Let's choose Sonic SE. Notice that a VST instrument track appeared in the project and a dialog window popped up. This window is asking if you want to create a MIDI track that is linked to the instrument. Let's select Create. There is now a brand new MIDI track in the project, and the Sonic SE instrument has popped up, so we can select a sound. To stop the dialog from popping up all the time, go to the Preferences. Then click on Plugins under VST. Click on the drop-down next to Create MIDI Track when loading VSTi. There are three options here. Always creates a MIDI track every time you add a VST instrument. Do Not never creates a MIDI track when you add a VST instrument. When it's set to Always Ask To, the dialog we saw earlier will pop up every time. It's a good idea to leave it set to Always Ask To, then you're not locked in either way. I'm going to switch to the compact view for now. Now let's load up a Sonic SE preset. Click here to view the list of presets. You can reset your filter selections by clicking here. Now hide the filter section. This allows you to search without the category selection blocking your results. Let's select the SR Smackle kit because it sounds cool and has a funny name. All of the presets in the old Halion 1 are great, but the new sounds in Sonic SE are more creative and inspiring than ever before. Along the top, there are the standard power and read and write buttons that are found on every effect and instrument window. Each instrument also features a bunch of parameters that can be changed to affect the sound. Halion Sonic SE is a sample playback module, meaning it plays back audio samples, so you can't actually change the samples themselves. You can only change how the sound is played back and add effects. The knobs here change depending on what type of patch you've loaded. Usually it's set to EQ and effect controls, but if you flip through the different sounds, you will see a bunch of variations to sweeten the sound. The sheer scope of these instruments is too much to cover in this series. We will, however, touch on all of the instruments and plugins in level 4 of this series. If you want to learn more about a specific instrument, go to the Help menu and select Documentation, followed by Plugin Reference. This opens the plugin reference manual covering everything from instruments to effects and MIDI effects. Have fun experimenting with all the knobs and buttons and create some amazing sounds of your own.